Ponesmo là, besser verstanden die Ponesmo. We're all gonna get hit by cars here. It is a beautiful day back here in Jerusalem. I haven't had a full day here in like 5 whole days. We're turning left, and it's good to be back. Today we are going first to Mount Herzl, which is the grave of Theodor Herzl, who was a huge leader in the Zionist movement. And then after that we are going to Yad Vashem, which is the Holocaust Museum here in Israel. We are going in right now. The reason there are so many soldiers here is because, just like us, they are touring around Israel and learning about the historic sites of it. It's also like, this is a military cemetery. So there are a bunch of soldiers, lost soldiers, fallen soldiers who've been buried here, as well as some important figures. It's like Arlington. I've been to Har Herzl here before, and I don't know, to me there's this factor that like, when you go somewhere and you've done something, like you already know it, but just like walking in right now, it's like, I almost feel like nervous a little bit, because it's just like these people put their lives on the line, granted whether they want to or not, but like they do it so we can have this state, so we can have the Jewish state. Har Herzl, or Mount Herzl in English, sits at the top of Memorial Mountain, and Yad Vashem sits at the bottom of the mountain. And I don't know, to me that symbolizes like the high points and the low points. You can argue what you will. Also, I think I said this before, but this is a military cemetery, and it's home to over 3,500 soldiers who have put their lives on the line to have what we have today. We're going to the Herzl grave right now.
So he was born May 2nd, 1860 in Pest, not Budapest, but Pest, Hungary. He died July 3rd, 1904. The first idea was for Jews to assimilate to European culture, but he saw that like that can't be really possible with all the anti-Semitism. So then he pushed for a home state, or a state in either Argentina or preferably the Palestine land. And in 1897, he created the first Zionist Congress and became the president. And he began his diplomatic initiatives for support of a state.
We're going around Har Herzl, and just like Ethan just did, everybody, some people, not everybody, has a chance to like write a little something, do some research about people who are buried here. And Abby here got the chance to do that. Give us a little sneak peek of the speech.
Kai told me to make it personal and not so factual, and I am very nervous right now.
She's like the one in class who sits in front of you, who's the only one who does their homework right.
No.
So when the teacher comes around, both of you have it right. We're walking along the graves right now, and we passed Shimon Peres. He was a prime minister of Israel, but he also passed away last semester while we were all here. Being here, seeing his grave, like, I don't know, kind of like, how do you feel about that?
Ties it all in.
It does. It really does tie it all in. And like,
Aardvark's killing it right now with Lador Vador taking first semester into second semester. We're tying it all in here.
We just left Har Herzl, and on the way out we passed by the newest plots of graves in the cemetery. They're from Operation Protective Edge, which happened in 2014. My brother was here in the summer of 2014, like literally throughout the whole escalation of that. And I remember like being at home, like my mom on the phone with him, blah, blah, blah. But like the following summer, the summer of 2015, a year after the operation ended, I came here, and I remember that was the first. I remember crying, just like looking at the graves and seeing the dates that were from a year ago, and just like realizing that these kids, these teenagers were like, they were the same age as me, or all like just a few years older than me at the time. And like it really, I don't know, it really just like, it puts a heavy toll on your heart and your soul, like knowing these people are like putting their lives on the line and just everything that they do. I was at a photography shoot on Masada yesterday, and this family right here is the family that was there. A little coincidence. Ran into them in Yad Vashem. We just got back a few minutes ago from Yad Vashem, and you know, the thing about learning about the Holocaust and being educated on the Holocaust is that no matter how many times, you know, you go to museums, you do Google searches, like there's still more to learn about it, and like what happened not just during the Holocaust, but what happened to lead up to it, what happened during the war, what happened after it, and the effect it had. Before I came to Israel in 2015, I stopped in Poland to visit the concentration camps there. And that was the first time I had like hands-on learned about the Holocaust in a really eye-opening, serious way. This is the third museum that I've been to. I've been to the one in DC, and I've been here twice. 6 million Jews is a lot. 6 million people is a lot. The fact that they were Jewish, the fact that I can relate to that, it's hard to think about. So I don't want to end this on like too heavy of a note. Like, everybody knows about the Holocaust. It's something that everybody should know, at least. I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, between me and you, like, just keep in mind, I guess, what happened. And also just keep in mind, like, it's amazing, not necessarily what we got from the Holocaust, but like how far we've come since then.
We're gonna start crying today.
Yeah.
We're gonna shed some tears.